Hey everyone, if you've been curious about SCUM, the survival crafting game that's been in early access forever, but finally hit its full 1.0 release, now's the perfect time to dive in. The game just got a huge glow up with revamped visuals, smarter NPCs, a fresh map, and tons of new stuff that makes it way more welcoming, even if you're new to the brutal world of hardcore survival. But let's be real, one of the biggest questions on everyone's mind is, what weapons should you be packing to stay alive out there? Well, SCUM's got a wild range of weapons, from makeshift melee gear and homemade guns to some seriously badass military-grade firepower. Each weapon plays differently. Some are perfect for sniping from a distance, others are better for getting up close and personal, and even melee weapons have their own unique attack speeds. Plus, you've got to think about ammo availability, because what's the point of a killer gun if you can't find bullets? In this video, we're breaking down the best weapons in SCUM so you can pick your favorites and survive longer in this crazy PvPvE world. Let's jump in!
A very small portion of the audience
video.
is subscribed to the channel.
If you enjoy these types of
Please don't forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos.
Enjoy watching.
Thanks.
Alright, let's talk about the metal sword in SCUM. One of those trusty one-handed melee options that you can actually craft yourself. When you're just starting out, finding decent weapons can be tricky because relying on random loot drops is basically a gamble. But the metal sword, it's solid and reliable. You can craft it early on with some basic materials like metal scraps, rubber, rope, and of course a toolbox. That means you're not stuck hoping for luck. You can have a weapon ready whenever you want. What makes the metal sword stand out is its balance between speed and damage. It hits pretty hard with its bladed damage, 120 to be exact, which is no joke for a crafted weapon, and the attack speed is fast enough that you can quickly take down those pesky puppets without getting caught in their counterattacks. It's perfect for when you want to be stealthy and silent but still efficient in close combat. Plus, because it's one-handed, you can stay mobile and dodge while swinging away. Honestly, the best part is how easy it is to keep one on hand. The crafting requirements are pretty low, so once you've got a toolbox, it's just a matter of gathering some scrap and rope. Having a metal sword ready means you're always prepared for a fight, whether you're sneaking around or in a pinch. So if you're starting your SCUM journey, definitely consider crafting this bad boy. It's a game changer for your melee arsenal. Let's dive into the Katana, one of the coolest two-handed melee weapons you can get in SCUM. Unlike the metal sword, you can't craft this beauty. You'll have to either find it as loot or buy it from an armory trader. That makes it a bit rarer, but trust me, it's worth hunting down if you want serious melee power. It's heavier and slower than a one-handed weapon, but the trade-off is all in that damage output. Speaking of damage, the Katana hits hard with 150 bladed damage, which means it can slice through normal puppets pretty quickly. Sure, it swings slower than a one-handed sword, but when it lands, it hurts. The only catch is that its bladed damage can be resisted by stab vests or armor, so it's not the best choice against heavily armored enemies. But for most situations, it's an absolute beast in melee combat. The Katana's two-handed style also means you'll need to commit to your swings and time your attacks carefully. It's not about speed and mobility here. It's about delivering heavy, powerful strikes that can quickly turn the tide in your favor. If you can get your hands on one, it's definitely one of the best melee weapons you'll find in the game. Just be patient with those swings and you'll be slicing puppets left and right. Alright, let's talk about the improvised shotgun, one of those surprisingly powerful but easy to craft firearms in SCUM. Since guns are pretty rare to find unless you're hitting special spots like bunkers, having a craftable gun like this is a huge advantage for fresh characters. The crafting recipe isn't too complicated either, just some duct tape, wood, metal scraps, a metal pipe, bolts or nails, and sharp items. Nothing too crazy, so you can get this baby ready pretty early on. As you'd expect from a shotgun, the damage is solid but mainly up close. It packs a punch in tight quarters, perfect for dealing with puppets or other players who get too close. However, don't expect it to do much damage from mid to long range unless you're using slug cartridges, which change the playstyle a bit, so it's really a close-range weapon that shines when you can catch your target nearby. The weight is a bit on the heavier side compared to some melee weapons, but that's the trade-off for having firepower. Having an improvised shotgun means you're not totally helpless when the action heats up, even if you haven't scored a proper gun yet. For early game and close encounters, it's definitely a solid choice that can save your skin more than once. Let's break down the SVD sniper rifle, one of the go-to long-range weapons in SCUM. Unlike some of the ultra-rare military rifles, the SVD is actually somewhat accessible. You can buy it from an armory trader, but unfortunately, you can't craft it yourself. It's a solid choice if you want a reliable sniper that's a bit easier to get your hands on compared to the top-tier options out there. What really makes the SVD stand out is that it's semi-automatic. That means you can fire follow-up shots quicker than with traditional bolt-action sniper rifles, which really helps when you need to land multiple hits or quickly react to moving targets. It packs a serious punch too, 120 damage, and a well-placed headshot will still take down most enemies in one go. Plus, it supports a range of attachments and adjustable sights, so you can tailor it perfectly to your sniping style. The price tag isn't cheap at $24,000, but compared to anti-material sniper rifles, it's way more realistic for most players to afford. Ammo is also easier to find, which is a big plus because there's no point having a powerful rifle if you're constantly running dry. Overall, if you're looking to dominate those long-range engagements with a dependable semi-auto sniper, the SVD is definitely a weapon to aim for. Let's chat about the improvised 40mm grenade launcher. A real game changer when it comes to explosive weapons in SCUM. Explosives like grenade launchers and rocket launchers are notoriously hard to come by. So having a craftable option is a huge deal. The recipe isn't exactly simple. You're gonna need a bunch of metal scraps, pipes, bolts, duct tape, rubber bands, and a few other bits, plus tools like a drill, toolbox, and a workbench. So it's not something you whip up on day one, but once you're into your base building and crafting groove, it's definitely doable. This launcher packs a punch with 150 area damage, making it perfect for taking out groups or heavily armored targets. It's the kind of weapon that can really turn the tide in a fight because you're not just hitting one enemy, you're hitting everyone in the blast radius. That splash damage is what makes explosives so deadly, and even though the launcher is a bit heavy, the payoff is worth it when you unleash those grenades. For new players, the improvised grenade launcher might be the easiest path to getting explosive firepower in their arsenal. Sure, it takes some effort to gather the materials and craft it, but once you have it, you've got a powerful tool that most players will envy. If you're the kind of person who loves blowing things up and making a big impact in combat, this is definitely a weapon to work towards. Let's talk about the AS-Val suppressed assault rifle, a sneaky little beast perfect for close quarters combat in SCUM. You can't craft this one yourself, you'll need to buy it from an armory trader. What makes the AS-Val special is its built-in suppressor, meaning you can take down enemies without shouting your position to the whole map. If you're planning on sneaking into those big bunkers, this rifle is your best friend. Now, the AS-Val isn't made for long-range fights. Its low-velocity 9.399mm bullets lose power quickly as the distance increases, so it's definitely a close quarters specialist. But don't let that fool you. Up close, it tears through puppets and enemies fast thanks to its high rate of fire. You'll be mowing down targets in seconds, all while staying quiet enough to avoid attracting unwanted attention. With a weight of just 2.5, it's pretty lightweight for an assault rifle too, so you won't feel bogged down sneaking around. If your playstyle is all about stealth, quick takedowns, and staying under the radar, the AS-Val is one of the best weapons you can get. Just keep your fights close and you'll dominate those bunker raids like a pro. Let's dive into the SCUM shotgun, a high-powered close-quarters weapon in SCUM that packs a serious punch. Unlike the improvised shotgun, you can't craft this one yourself. You'll need to buy it from an armory trader. The good news is, it's pretty affordable at around $8,000, which makes it a solid choice if you want a reliable shotgun without breaking the bank. What really sets the SCUM apart is its versatility. You can equip it with attachments like a suppressor, red dot sight, or flashlight, which makes it much more adaptable depending on your playstyle. Whether you want to stay a bit quieter, improve your aiming, or light up dark areas, this shotgun can handle it. It deals a strong 50 damage per shot, which is perfect for wiping out enemies quickly in tight spaces. Of course, shotguns are loud by nature, so if you're okay with making some noise, the SCUM is a fantastic weapon for clearing rooms and close combat fights. Its moderate weight means it won't slow you down too much either. If you're looking for a shotgun that balances power, customization, and price, this one definitely deserves a spot in your arsenal. Let's talk about the M16A4 assault rifle, a solid all-around choice for anyone looking for a reliable and versatile weapon in SCUM. While there are tons of assault rifles floating around, the M16A4 hits a sweet spot between availability and performance. You can't craft it yourself, but you can buy it from an armory trader for about 11,200, which isn't too steep for a dependable rifle. One of the biggest perks of the M16A4 is how customizable it is. It comes with a full rail system, so you can slap on scopes, suppressors, and other attachments to suit your playstyle. Whether you want to engage enemies at medium range or stay stealthy with a silencer, this rifle adapts easily, and with 120 damage, it definitely packs a punch to hold its own in most combat situations. The M16A4's weight is pretty manageable at 2.9, meaning you can stay mobile while carrying a powerful weapon. It's a go-to if you want a weapon that balances power, flexibility, and accessibility. So if you're gearing up for a fight and want something that can do a bit of everything well, the M16A4 is definitely worth considering. Let's take a look at the Judge 44 pistol, or simply the Judge. One of the most powerful sidearms you can get in SCUM. This 6-shot revolver isn't just about style. It packs a serious punch with 150 damage per shot, which is pretty impressive for a handgun. You won't be crafting this one yourself, but grabbing it from an armory trader is definitely worth the price, especially since it only costs about 2,400. What really makes the Judge stand out is its versatility. You can equip it with a reflex sight or red dot sight, which bumps up your accuracy significantly, especially at mid-range engagements where handguns usually struggle. That means you're not just relying on close quarters damage, but can also land precise shots from a bit further away, making it a reliable backup weapon in a variety of situations. On top of that, it's lightweight at just 1 kilogram, so it won't slow you down while you're on the move. If you want a handgun that hits hard, feels solid in your hands, and can perform well beyond point-blank range, the Judge is definitely one to keep in your arsenal. It's affordable, powerful, and just plain cool to use. Let's talk about the MK18 Carbine rifle, a weapon that perfectly balances accuracy and power in SCUM. This assault rifle is a favorite for players who want to dominate both mid-range and longer-range fights. You won't be able to craft it yourself, but if you're lucky enough to find one while looting bunkers or military bases, or if you have the credits to buy it from an armory trader for about 12,800, it's definitely worth having. One of the best things about the MK18 is its customization potential. You can slap on all kinds of scopes and suppressors to tailor it to your preferred combat style. Whether you want to stay stealthy with a suppressor or pick off targets at a distance with a good scope, this rifle gives you that flexibility. And with a solid 120 damage, it's no slouch when it comes to firepower either. The weight sits comfortably at 2.7, so it won't weigh you down as you maneuver through the map. If you're looking for a rifle that's reliable, powerful, and adaptable for different engagement distances, the MK18 Carbine is definitely a top contender. It's rare, sure, but when you get your hands on one, you're set for a wide range of combat scenarios. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.